how NFTs can onboard and empower marginalized communities. My name is Ritzy Estrada, aka Ritzy P. I am founder of Ritzy Periwinkle, partner of Angles, host and producer of Word to Your Mama podcast, and partner of Hola Metaverso. I am first generation Latina, Mexicana to be exact, born and raised 2 exits away from the border in San Diego, California. So I've been in the Web3 space for a little over a year now as partner of Hola Metaverso. And what we do is provide marginalized communities with the education and support to thrive in Web3. And the way we do this is by workshops, meetups, content, and larger events here in the United States and in Latin America. So, so many of us know that marginalized communities throughout the world have historically faced systemic barriers and discrimination. But fortunately, NFTs have the potential to break down those barriers and empower these communities. So throughout my journey in Web3, I've had the privilege of speaking to community members, seeing their growth and their resilience, especially during a bear market, and having a first-hand view of how NFTs are being used in the real world to impact these communities. And how can they do this? They can do this via social empowerment, creative empowerment, and economic empowerment. So I'm excited to showcase 3 real-world examples of this. And let's start off with social empowerment. Also, side note, I'm a proud holder of all of these examples that I'm about to show you. So social empowerment. Social empowerment can help by increasing visibility and representation. It can also help by preserving cultural heritage, promoting community building, and collaboration. So here we have an example of Mobile Savage. He's an indigenous artist that is from the Pueblo of Jemez in New Mexico. And what he does with his NFTs, as you can see, he represents his culture, and then he takes proceeds from the sales of this NFT and takes it a step further. And what he does is he goes back into his communities, goes directly to the indigenous communities on the reservation, and what he does is he educates and onboards indigenous youth while also building community. And what we found is it's really important. What NFTs can do for indigenous community worldwide is kind of where they can reclaim ownership of traditional designs, art, and even land. As we know, historically, they've been shafted on so many different levels, and this is a way that they can, take that back. Also, they can make what I like to think of as an archive. So, they can have kind of like a backup to the oral traditions of history, passing down history orally, and they can have this on the blockchain. Next up, we have creative empowerment. So traditionally marginalized artists are, left out of traditional galleries and markets. And with NFTs, what they can do is bypass all those barriers and, get out there immediately, gaining exposure and awareness with their artwork. So today's example of this is Wildy Martinez, who happens to be right here. Talk about representation. She's Afro-Latina. She's a fashion designer and illustrator. And via her NFTs here, what she does is she promotes diversity, the beauty of vitiligo, and she empowers women to really embrace their uniqueness. And what I want to say that I just added a little bit ago is that this is a full circle moment for her. She's exhibiting here. So go see her work. She has more than this. But also, her mom retired from working here at this very center for 30 years. Wildy used to work here on the weekends while she attended the Fashion Institute of Technology, and now she's showcasing here, guys. And the power of NFTs. Give it up for her. Follow her, there's her information. So the final example is economic empowerment. Traditionally, this helps folks get that are left out of traditional financial systems. And through NFTs, they have the potential of being financially independent and stable. So the example I have here is Fiona a través de los ojos de los niños, Fiona through the children's eyes. Last fall, we at Hola Metaverso, we were going to do an event in Ponce, Puerto Rico, but Hurricane Fiona hit. So we had to, think that we'll go there later. So 2 community members, Elizabeth Leon Gonzalez, who is one of our advisory board members and is also an amazing Web3 attorney, and Papi Billy, who is an amazing developer, joined forces to create this amazing organization. So what they did was they wanted to focus on Flor de Loto Montessori in Ponce, Puerto Rico. So they had these amazing children here create artwork expressing their experience of living through the hurricane, right? This is just one example. I mean, they're like heartbreaking. And then what they did was they turned those drawings into NFTs. 100% of the proceeds went directly to the students and their communities immediately, right, through NFTs. They were priced about maybe $5 USD. And then this also helped long term. So, with NFTs, especially with communities that are hit by a natural disaster, they need funds immediately, and they also need funds to, keep being generated long term. And through this program and what they built via NFTs, it is possible. So that is my talk. Thank you so much. But before I leave, I just wanted to say that in order for marginalized communities to truly benefit from the power of NFTs, they have to have education, access, and support, right? So if you're, an investor, a creator, collector, whatever, ask yourself, how can you help to ensure that we have an equitable, sustainable market for everyone to thrive? Gracias for the time. My name is Ritzy P. My DMs are open. Let's connect, build, and learn. Thank you so much.